Welcome to No Spoons, Only Knives. My name is Abaddon Darlington Kilbride, but folks mostly call me DK. I'm here to be your favorite gay disaster, and also hopefully to bring a little bit of attention to the kaleidoscopic experience of living with chronic illness. So yeah, let's go over that real quick. I recorded this video once and it got really sad, so we're gonna scrap that and start from here. I have fibromyalgia. I was officially diagnosed when I was 16, but according to my doctor, they suspected as early as 7, so that's when we count from. There was a very long period where I was on no medication and I wasn't under a doctor's care. I was super fit, but also developed some sort of comorbid problems with that. So that's not ideal, but I have managed. I eventually did get back on really good insurance and got over my entirely justified but not constructive fear of medical officials. So I was so scared that I med my older sister come with me to the appointment just to verify that I wasn't bullshitting. But the doctor that I picked my doctor because her last name was Coulson, and I figured if it was good enough for Agent Philip Coulson of S.H.I.E.L.D., then it was good enough for me, and it turned out really lucky. I love my doctor. She's very understanding. She's been with me from the jump. She regularly goes with me on things I want to try or ways I want to try and combat the illness. In terms of kitchen sink disorders, I also have chronic fatigue syndrome. There's also some kind of like sick, undiagnosed neurological thing. I have, I guess, essential tremor is probably the closest we've gotten so far. I have a constant tremor. Sometimes it's really minimal, like right now you can't actually see that my hands are shaking even though I can feel it, to my whole body shaking so badly I can't be trusted to stand. I was in the process of getting diagnosed for that, or of going through the diagnostics for that, when some asshole from my old company infected me with COVID-19. I only had the mild form, but that's why I've been gone from this channel for so long. Again, I was very lucky. I didn't need a respirator or a ventilator or anything like that. But I was real sick for 6 weeks. For about 6 weeks, I was just dead to the world, which was awesome because I was technically in school. And by technically, I mean definitely, and I'm on academic probation. We'll get to that. The point being, I was sick for 6 weeks, and then I got a really gnarly throat infection as a complication from just all of the coughing and gross fluids that your body expels when you have COVID-19. And I went to the ER thinking that it was just like, like I had like a minor abscess, and whatever, shit happens. They in fact took my vitals and I was mildly septic. Not hospital bad, but very ill. And had just a very small abscess sort of nestled about halfway down my esophagus. So I got a knife shoved down my throat that day to try and get it. It didn't work, so for 2 weeks I couldn't talk, I couldn't eat, I couldn't really do anything. And then I was technically better. I have since, that day I tested negative for any remaining strains of COVID, and am in contact with people who come in and out of my home, whether they're partners or family members, who are tested regularly, and none of them have come up positive. I don't know what it means. I don't know if my body hasn't built up another viral load yet. I don't know, but that's that's where we are with that. COVID sort of took me out of commission for 2 months, and in that time period, the company that I used to work for, which I'm not mentioning by name, even though it would be really satisfying, there was a mix-up with notifying furloughed employees about the status of their insurance. I went to pick up my medication, none of which you are meant to stop abruptly, and discovered I had no insurance. So that, an MRI is $500 with the very good insurance that I had. So I shudder to think what that particular diagnostic will cost me without insurance, and we can't move forward in the diagnostic process until I have had the MRI. So that's a cool thing I have going on. I'm also sweating bullets because it's 107 degrees outside right now. That's also why I keep touching my face. I was outside yesterday when it was closer to 111, and it was so hot that my nose ring got hot and burned the skin underneath it. Why the fuck do I live somewhere where that happens? Anyway. And so since then, I've sort of just been on this, like, dope journey where I'm off my medication, then I'm on my medication, then I'm off my medication, then I'm on it again, then I'm off my medication. So my doctor also lives 2 hours away. She's a good enough doctor that I decided to keep her when I moved to this apartment a couple of months ago. So because I can't reliably stay on my meds and I need to stabilize somehow, I need my central nervous system to chill the fuck out. I'm high pretty much all the time. Crossfaded sometimes, mostly just extremely, exceptionally high. So if I ever just and stop talking is because I have forgotten what the fuck I was talking about. Yeah, but so that's what I have going on. I'm actually on a self-imposed break from school right now. Over the course of having COVID and the collapse of society as we know it, I went from a 4.0 GPA and on an accelerated track to academic probation. So my GPA is a 2.0 and like my FAFSA is in danger and all that shit. So it really, like, I know you can't reason with some people because there are still flat earthers, but like I don't recommend it. It sucks shit, it feels bad, I still have residual damage, I have what feels like scarring in my lungs, so I also have a really gnarly cough that just happens all the time now. But my point mostly is just, on top of already having a chronic illness, trying to navigate that without insurance, but with this new super virus that we don't really know anything about in the mix as well, has been a really trying experience. It's why, if you came here from Patreon, you know I took a break from Patreon on the grounds of COVID. I literally have been gone since, I think I started my self-quarantine, so February 20th maybe, something like that. And I miss it. There are still days when I am just too exhausted to move, even if it's just to get my computer and sit up. So that's cool. That's some cool stuff that I have going on. I wanted to make this vlog with a V, not a B, vlog, it's the video one. I wanted to make this vlog because, and I think if there's anyone in your life that has a chronic illness, that they can probably attest to this. It's really isolating being sick, even if you've managed to find like a deep rooted online community like I have, where, you know, your grid of support is very, very wide. Not having someone in your immediate vicinity who understands the whole kit and caboodle of living with chronic illness is Isolating. I'm trying to think of a less severe word for it, but I don't think that there is. Um, it is hard to be just bedridden, or mostly bedridden, but I have to pee at some point. I have to get up and I have to put some kind of fuel in my body at some point. Or, no, thank you for buying groceries, thank you for making dinner, but if I eat that, my body's going to reject it, and I have no idea why. It's a lot. My living situation is a very lucky one, and it's something that I'm very aware of, in that my roommate is more able-bodied than I, which is not to say that they are fully able-bodied, but they are more able-bodied than I, and they have heroically taken on a lot of the physical labor in our home in terms of cleaning it and things like that. But it could just as easily have gone the other way. It could just as easily have gone the way of, why aren't you pulling your weight? Which is something that I think most people with chronic illness worry about, or have felt concern for at some point. It's finding support groups that aren't garbage or dead or expensive online is very, very hard. And I like the idea of there just being a community of people who recognize that their body's doing the best it can with what it has. And friends who will understand that sometimes that's still not enough. So that's why I'm here. I'm experiencing one of the worst flares of my entire life, which is saying a lot, because 2 years ago it got so bad I went back to the doctor. And it is... Sometimes you have to sit in the fact that you are sick. Sometimes you have to sit in the fact that you are miserable in your own skin, and there's no escaping it. There's nowhere you can go. It's a heavy thing to drop on somebody who's never had to consider that. And I think a lot of the reason chronic illness is isolating is that we try really hard not to burden people. We try really, really hard not to broadcast ourselves as weak or lacking or in need of assistance, so that people don't end up resenting us. And like, what if that's not the way, though, is the thing? What if the way is to build a community of people who have been put in impossible situations, regardless of what the illness is, who have been put in impossible and inherently unfair situations, who can go to each other and who can talk to each other and weigh in on medications and weigh in on treatments and just say, hey, my bones feel like irradiated metal right now, and I don't know how to get through the next 5 minutes in this body. That is something that's immensely important, and I think it's something that's really lacking. Plus, I think it'll be therapeutic for me after all the years of CBT for fibromyalgia. I might as well give it a shot. I hope the only 2 therapists I didn't lie through my teeth to are proud of me. But yeah, so that's what this show is. I'm probably going to cut this here because it's really hot and I have a meeting in 18 minutes that I have to attend for something else I'll be announcing on this channel later. But thank you for coming. Thank you for listening to me babble for 14 minutes and some change. If you are a spoonie, I hope that it helps to know that there is someone else who lives in the same reality that you do. And if you are not a spoonie and you have been blessed with good health, I hope that in taking this journey with me, us, the whole gang, it will make the reality of chronic illness a little more digestible. We'll just have to wait and see. Again, I have been Darlington Kilbride. This is No Spoons, Only Knives, and we're just gonna think really, really, really chill, radically vulnerable thoughts together. Sound good? I thought so. Bye.